Electronic payments are now the norm. Even when getting a cup of coffee. It helps us get through life in the fast lane.
And now, transferring money can be just as quick. Hey, John, here's the money for last night's drinks.
I've been using the mobile wallet Payla since it was launched in 2014. But what do I do when this happens?
Alamak, I sent money to the wrong number. Wait! How do I get my money back?
Today, 7 in 10 Singaporeans use a mobile wallet, according to business consultancy firm McKinsey.
There are as many as 23 of them today, clamoring for a spot on your screen.
According to App Annie, the top 3 most downloaded mobile wallets are GrabPay, Payla, and UOB Mighty Pay. What happens when we make mistakes in a cashless world?
There's no refund button over here? Is that money legally still mine?
In the need for speed, there may be certain errors.
What makes most users happy? We have to take judgment calls.
I felt very helpless. I paid to learn my lesson.
This is our world today. Complicated ideas, news saturation, information overload. We'll delve into the issues, break down the stories to see what matters and why it matters. Since 2017, we've made 28 million transactions using the interbank peer-to-peer fund transfer service PayNow. That is 4.6 billion Singapore dollars. The question I have is all of it going to the right pockets? The first thing I did when I realized that I had sent money to the wrong person was to look for a fix on the DBS website, the bank behind Payla. But the answer I found wasn't what I expected.
Contact the recipient directly to request for the return of funds.
21-year-old Tan Wen Hui knows how I feel. She too made a similar mistake.
So earlier this year, which is around 2 months back, I went to the gift shop to purchase a shirt for myself. So I went to a cashier to do my payment, but the lady told me that there wasn't a next option available. So she asked me to choose between cash or Payla. But because I didn't have enough cash on hand, so I chose Payla as the option to do my payment. I waited for a good 3 to 5 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was like, have you received the notification? She was like, wait haven't yet, wait for a while.
Okay.
So that's when I start to have this suspicion that, okay, did I Payla the wrong person? So I actually went to approach her. So she told me that her number was starting with 967. Then I was checking the notification. That's when I realized, oh, it was actually I keyed 969, and that's when I know, oh no, I keyed the wrong number.
Okay.
Yeah, so I start to panic.
Oh.
Yeah.
So how come you type in the wrong number?
I actually didn't bother to check because I was too... I was just thinking that I just want a very fast transaction. Yeah, I actually wrote an email into DBS. They couldn't help me with it because they want to protect the customer's interest.
Which is funny because your interest is to get your money back.
Yeah, but
so after that, you just left it there?
my friends told me, okay, maybe you just message the person. And I was like, hi, sorry, I actually Payla you on this day. So the person actually got back to me, and then he was very nice. He actually Payla me back the amount.
Oh, that's great.
Yes.
And also, thankfully, that this stranger was a nice person. I mean, if it was someone who was not such a nice person,
The person could have just ignored my
blocked you
message.
or just ignored you, right?
Yeah.
And Wen Hui was lucky. She got her money back. But why does the onus rest on us? How many of us would approach a stranger about a mistaken transaction?
think the bank should be able to have like recovery service to do something like that. Yeah.
Would you feel confident of getting your money back?
If it's huge, then I will pester the person.
You will contact the person
Yeah,
directly?
yeah.
Okay. Would you feel confident in getting your money back?
No, I wouldn't feel confident, but it's also on us as individuals to make sure that you get the right details in place. Like if you can't even type in 8-digit mobile number, then it's kind of your fault.
My fault? Wow, that was harsh. Where is the justice in this world?
I wonder where the law stands on such mistakes. And what if the recipient refuses to return the money? Am I really left to my own devices?
My legal counsel today is Loh Kia Ming from Denton's Rodyke. He spent the last 16 years practicing on a wide spectrum of dispute resolutions.
So if I send money to the wrong person by mistake, is that money legally still mine?
Yes, legally it's still yours. You can take action against him to take back what is rightfully yours.
I see.
Anybody who has the illegal intention to use money that's not theirs, even for $50, you could be imprisoned for up to 2 years and with a fine.
I see. So the key thing here is that whether you are aware of that amount transferred into your account.
Well, the law is that so long as the notification is sent to you, a letter is sent to you, for example, whether you threw it away, you didn't read it, it's deemed to have been sent to you and you are deemed to have notice of it.
So what are the options that I can take if the guy refuses to pay me back my money?
Well, your options are two. One is the criminal route, where you make a police report. The other is the civil route, which is to go to court and sue that person.
So, the law is on my side. But it is kind of silly to make a police report or sue a stranger over $50. How do other people do it? Surely I can't be the only one who makes an honest mistake like this.
In this episode, I've been trying to get my money back.
So I trawled the internet and came across more people like me who made a mistake transferring their money. And all their stories have one thing in common. They got a bank response after creating an internet ruckus. Well, I still haven't gotten my money back, so...
Is this thing on? Hello, is anyone paying attention? Look, it was an honest mistake. I just want my money back. Can somebody give me my money back?
Can I help you?
Mark Cheng is a writer and editor at Money Smart. As part of the largest financial portal in Southeast Asia, Mark and his team dish out financial advice in bite-sized nuggets to answer everyday issues via their blog and websites. So, I would like to ask.
Hi, Mark. Can you tell me why do people have to go onto the internet and create a ruckus before we get our money back?
Social media is probably Singaporeans' favorite outlet for a lot of their anger. But I think also social media has also become a viable channel for them to engage with banks to send their feedback.
Have you seen more and more people commenting on your blog that they have made a transaction to someone they didn't intend to? Because now more people are probably downloading the app or using e-wallets.
We've actually seen the incidences of complaints decrease over time as people have become more familiar with the different platforms. I think one big factor to that is the way the platforms are shaped as well. The biggest thing to come out in the last couple of years was PayNow. That really bridges the gap between different institutions and people can now transfer bank to bank much more easily than they could last time. You know, in the past, you put in a whole string of digits that you have to key in.
Yeah, like is it actually like almost 10?
Yeah, 9 to 10, I think, if I'm not wrong. And I used to stare at my phone and scrutinize the number to make sure that I was keying it incorrectly.
But how did we end up here, at the mercy of strangers when we are just trying to get our money back?
E-wallets may be the latest cashless payment method on the block, and arguably the most convenient. But could it also be the worst in terms of consumer protection?
To test this, I've come to Zairio, an online grocer for Japanese produce. They accept a range of electronic payment methods: credit cards, PayPal, direct bank transfers, and also the mobile wallet PayLah. Thomas Poe is co-founder of Zairio.
So Thomas, I'm gonna buy 3 packs of Japanese rice because I love Japanese rice. But I would like to pay for each of them by a different payment method. So
Okay.
1 pack with a credit card, 1 with PayPal, and 1 with PayLah.
All right, let's do it.
Okay. Okay, now that I've paid for all 3 packs of rice, here's the thing. I would like to test how do I get a refund from all 3 different payment methods.
Sure, no problem. I'll run you through it. So for credit card, I go into your order. There is this refund button. And there we go.
Wow,
For
that
credit
was
card,
simple.
it'll be into your bank account within 3 to 10 working days. For PayPal, it works exactly the same. We click refund. And it's done. For PayPal, it's immediate.
Right. Okay, let's try PayLah.
Okay, so for PayLah, there is a function on the page, the order page.
Okay, so how do we
what
do
I have
that?
to do is I have to log into my Pay DBS Max page on the app. So all the orders that's paid through PayLah will be all held here. Same thing, I click refund.
All right, so those refunds, they seem pretty straightforward and quite instantaneous, even for the PayLah method, right? But what if there's a dispute? What can the customer do?
When customer uses credit card to pay, they can actually go back to the bank that issued the credit card to them to launch a chargeback.
Confused by the money game? Well, here's how a chargeback works. The process is basically a game of catch that starts with a consumer complaint which goes to their credit card company. Then, they will require the merchant to prove that the service was rendered properly by providing a sales receipt. Then, the ball finally lands back in the court of the credit card company, who will be the judge. If the ruling is in the buyer's favor, they get the full sum back from the merchant. But, regardless of the ruling, the credit card company deducts the chargeback fee from the merchant, automatically, no questions asked.
If they are using PayPal, what they can do is they can go to their PayPal account and open a dispute. Unfortunately, for mobile payments, they can only come back to the merchant back again. So it's under, I would say, the merchant's mercy to decide whether or not to refund the customers
Okay.
in goodwill.
So as a merchant, which mode of payment would you prefer your customers to use?
So for my end, it really depends on the actual financial cost of it. So because when customers chooses credit cards or PayPal, to merchants, the transaction fee is a lot higher. It's above 3%. Whereas for PayLah mobile payments, right now the banks are only charging like 0.025%. So
Per
to me,
transaction.
cost-wise, that's definitely more cost-effective.
Aha! So, mobile payments currently cost less to the merchant, but they also provide the least protection for consumers like me. Still, what Thomas told me got me thinking.
So PayPal and credit cards take $3 from every $100 transacted. Is that what it costs to ensure that my money is protected until I'm satisfied with the goods received?
To find out, I've come to PayPal to meet Forum Mehta. It is part of his job to ensure PayPal users are not defrauded of their money.
Can you just walk me through the process of how PayPal works?
Using PayPal. If the item does not arrive or is significantly different than how it was described, all you have to do is let PayPal know. PayPal's anti-fraud capabilities, AI, and actual people investigate that case, and up to 180 days are able to refund you. So there is certainly an investment that we are making to be able to say if the buyer has shown that they did pay, but the item is not as they described. PayPal has invested upwards of $1.5 billion in developing and building this risk management capabilities. Engineers that are building these models, as well as analysts who are actually looking at each and every case.
You said $1.5 billion.
That is correct. Every year.
So, there is a price to pay for the dispute resolution afforded by PayPal and credit cards. But if mobile wallets are the cheapest way to pay, could we perhaps make mistakes less likely in the payment apps to begin with?
When it comes to making virtual payments to peers or merchants, I'd like my hard-earned money to be protected. Should something go wrong? Still haven't gotten my money back. Whatever does it take to secure our dollars?
I wonder, could mobile wallets be designed differently so that mistakes are less likely to happen? Darren Lee is a UX or user experience designer. I'm hoping he can answer some of my questions about making our payment apps more secure.
Hi, Darren.
Hey,
Nice to meet you.
nice to meet you.
Can UX be designed in such a way that would prevent me from making a mistake?
We predict as much as possible what could possibly go wrong whenever we design. It's a fine balance between the convenience, speed, the checks, the security.
So for a mobile wallet, as a UX designer, what would your priorities be?
Slowing you down before you hit send, having you review your information before you complete it. So I believe like having a swiping interaction is more deliberate because taps can be done accidentally or done in a rush. But swipe is more deliberate. It requires more thought and like looking at the information. If you are skillful enough, you can creatively merge that delightful experience of making it social and with the intent of like slowing them down, such as compulsory messages.
Darren studied in the United States for over a year. In that time, he wrote an article critiquing the local mobile wallet Payla, where he cited the app as being cluttered with a surplus of underutilized features impeding the user experience. That article garnered over 16,000 clicks in 2 weeks.
Okay, Joshua, so let me show you how I imagine an ideal app would be like.
Wow.
And there are so many things that I like to add, but let me show you my favorites. So firstly, and then I'll place it inside the app.
All right.
This slows them down to make sure that they check whoever they're paying to. And adding these emojis in is a personal touch to that transaction. And so the next thing that I like to add to this ITU app is the acknowledgement of payment. We're always thinking like, have you received the money? We're always wondering about that. And that's what I like to add inside as well. So let me try sending you some money. Okay, open payment app, search for your name, Joshua, choose an amount, and then swipe to send. So, okay,
Notification. There we go. Yeah.
As you can see, confirmation. I feel more at ease now. But the bottom line is, having all these deliberate interactions in place before you hit the send or swipe to send.
Right. So why aren't the banks or app developers doing this right now?
In the end of the day, it's all just about costs.
Whoa. All right.
So again, it's a question of money. Do companies and banks make so little from mobile wallets that they can't afford to improve their apps? I'm not great with numbers, which is why I'm meeting up with fintech expert Varun Mittal from EY to give me the lowdown.
Mobile wallets are primarily focused on high frequency, low value use cases. I'm buying, let's say, food for a salad for $5, $10. The mobile wallet's premise is that. The mobile wallet's premise is not to do, let's say, a $5,000 transaction.
Yeah.
So that's what they are designed for.
Do you see in the future some sort of system, perhaps not a chargeback system, but some kind of protection system for a peer-to-peer transaction kind of service?
You can have a peer-to-peer protection system, but then there are downstream implications and costs. And then you have to weigh that, are those costs worth the benefits? If you are offering protection where a customer could say, I did not do this transaction, and then you need to have a mechanism to service that request. So either the merchant will need to pay or the consumer need to pay. It's not just cost, it's time also. Think of it this way. You and I had a pizza, we are splitting the money for pizza. And now you complain to your bank that you revoke the transaction. Now I will need to give an evidence that you actually owed me that money. Would you like your bank to call you like that? Give me an evidence that you ate this pizza yesterday.
I see where you're coming from.
It seems we're still trying to play catch-up to find a near-perfect application that can make up for our human imperfections. So seeing that I still haven't gotten my money back, I decide to go straight to DBS to find out if the onus is really on me. Mela has been overseeing the operations of Payla since 2018.
You know, when I transfer money wrongly, the DBS website actually tells me to contact the recipient directly. Why can't DBS just reverse the transaction instantly?
We still need the consent from the recipients. We are unable to go to somebody's accounts to take the money. So,
Okay,
right?
yeah, actually, from that perspective, yes, I wouldn't want
and
the bank to just take the money
won't
from
be
my
able
account.
to actually determine whether the case is really a wrong transfer. Since we introduced Payla in 2014, it started off with thousands of transactions a month. Now it evolved to millions, more than 1 million transactions a month. And the incidence of the wrong transfer actually very rare. What we have seen is less than 0.001% actually that reach out to the DBS where they need some more help from the banks to contact the recipients. Yeah.
Okay, last question, okay, but a very important one. I transferred money wrongly, so how do I get my money back?
If you open your phone, you will see that the mobile number that you type in wrongly, you can actually contact the recipients and you will be surprised that they will acknowledge it and will return your money back immediately.
Okay, I guess I'll just have to take that leap.
Yeah.
Text this random stranger.
Finally, yes! As much as we like to think that we're perfect, spoiler alert, we're not. Mistakes in an instant and cashless world can and will happen. Because after all, we're only human. And that's why it matters.